the epistles were written before the Gospels, decades before, in fact. So, and most Christians don't know this. Like, even today, when you read the book, you assume the Gospels came first and then the epistles came after. The natural order shows that. Even having the epistles come after the book of Acts kind of gives you the impression that, oh, these are the epistles that were written during all that stuff, and that was written at the same time, and so on. But no, Acts was written many decades later. Later, even many decades after the first gospel was written. And the first gospel was written decades after the last epistle was written, of the authentic epistles that are in the New Testament. And that's one thing that's weird. The other thing that's weird is they didn't include all the epistles of Paul. They actually left out epistles. There's whole epistles written by Paul that Paul refers to in his letters that we don't have. We don't have the original 1 Corinthians, for example. Paul actually refers to an original letter, an earlier letter he wrote to the Corinthians before 1 Corinthians. But we don't have that letter. There are other letters in there that are probably missing. And the letters we do have either sections missing or they're actually mishmash of letters. So we've lost stuff. For example, in 1 Corinthians 9, Paul breaks into answering a particular argument, and he goes into this long defense of himself against this argument. But the original argument, the accusation that he's responding to, is gone. So there's actually a whole section that's missing there. There are many other places where we can see these letters have been stitched together, and there's sections missing. So they left stuff out. They left whole letters out. They left sections out. And the question is, why? Why would they do that? And I mean, that's very suspicious, generally, when you see that happen.
The book that thou beholdest is a record of the Jews, which contains the covenants of the Lord which he hath made unto the house of Israel. And it also containeth many of the prophecies of the holy prophets.
And when it proceedeth forth from the mouth of a Jew, it contained the fullness of the gospel of the Lord, of whom the 12 apostles bear record.
They have taken away from the gospel of the Lamb many parts which are plain and most precious. And also many covenants of the Lord have they taken away. Because of these things which are taken away out of the gospel of the Lamb, an exceedingly great many do stumble.
There are many other places where we can see these letters have been stitched together and there's sections missing. So they left stuff out. They left whole letters out. They left sections out. And the question is, why? Why would they do that? And I mean, that's very suspicious, generally, when you see that happen.
Abominations are undead creatures originally created by Kel'Thuzad, made by stitching together various body parts. The process of creating an abomination is a complicated one, requiring blood and embalming fluids to keep the creature functioning, a strong heart, often one of a large animal to pump those fluids, and the brain of a particularly smart individual.